Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, 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 y'all.
Hi. Or should I say, boo, Halloween time.
Halloween edition, y'all.
Yes.
2018.
Welcome to the Black Coffee and Tea podcast, our very special Halloween episode. So for those who are watching via YouTube, you can see what's going on with our costumes here. Mia, looking like
y'all.
a
So I honestly don't
Southern
know
Belle.
what I am. I
You're
think
Minnie Mouse.
I'm Minnie Mouse. I'm cute, but I'm a very basic Minnie Mouse.
Mia Mouse.
Mia Mouse. Oh my God, that's so cute. Yes.
Oh.
Come on, Mia Mouse.
Yes, we already brainstormed my name.
And what's your name? Who are we?
Rapper name. I am. Oh shoot, I forgot it.
Wasn't it Donna?
No, I was one of these new school rappers, so it was Doll. It was something Doll.
What was it?
What was it? Oh, Candy Doll.
Candy
That's
Doll. Where did I get Donna from?
Check it. I know. I don't know where that came from. But okay. Yeah, so we're celebrating. Week's almost over. Halloween weekend is upon us. Well, actually, Halloween falls on a Tuesday or something?
No, it falls on Wednesday.
Yeah. Whenever it's in the middle of the week like that, it's always like you got random ass Halloween parties, scattered throughout October, sometimes November 1st.
Yeah, they linger them out.
I hate going to any Halloween party that's after Halloween.
Really?
If it's after Halloween, I'm over it.
You're like, it's a wrap.
I'm over it.
Well, haunted houses, I know that they're, they extend out like a week after to capture that scary crowd. That's just what they do. So,
they sure do.
Mm-hmm, but I haven't been to a haunted house since high school. Like, I feel like I need to go back. I told my 10-year-old, I was like, do you want to go to a haunted house with mommy? And he was like, no. I was
Is he scared or he just don't want to go with you?
I think both. Like, I think he's like, why go to be scared?
Love to go.
Yeah, he's not into it. He's one of those kids, though, that, like, if something's on TV, he'll be like, oh, my God, that looks scary. But then he'll, like, look at it. I'm like, if it's scary, go to your room. Like, don't watch it. But he'll run to watch it. And he'll be like, oh, my God, I'm scared. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, my gosh. Yep. I remember I was a kid. I hated going on, like, rides and stuff. I would always be so scared. And I didn't start doing that like, scary stuff, like, amusement parks and stuff until, like you said, high school, because that's you go in big groups and you always go with the person you're dating with.
Right.
And be all up under them. So
be all scared.
That's when I started going, but yeah. What's the point of being scared?
I don't know.
A smart son.
Yeah, correct.
So, would you go skydiving?
Oh my God, so funny. So Marlon's my fiance, for those that don't know, but him and I were talking yesterday and we were watching this video and it showed these people like about to jump, whether it was off a diving board into a pool, whether it was off a cliff, whether it was actually bungee jumping. And Will Smith,
they're like facial expressions.
Yeah, so Will Smith, he was narrating and he was just like, you have to just jump. Like, the whole part of you like about to and then you look down, that's going to mess you up because you're going to be like, exactly. He's like, you have to, once you make up in your mind that I am going up, you got to just go. Don't think about it. Don't, because if you just flinch or you're going to back out. He's like, you just have to let your body be free. And I'm thinking like, yeah, I mean, I guess there's a point of that, but heights are my fear. I am too. Deathly afraid of a height. So I would absolutely skydive over bungee jump. If I had to choose one or the other, because I feel like skydiving, you're like you kind of float down, whereas a bungee, you just drop all the way down. So yeah, if I had to
perfect sense.
Yeah, if I had to choose, I would do skydive, but I don't see me just wanting to do it anytime soon. Maybe when I'm 40 in, 10 years.
Well, you share my exact sentiments, and I asked because my job is taking everyone. We're going on a team trip, and everyone is skydiving. So
Yes.
they're paying for no. So
Yes.
I said, why? Or is this the team trip? Like, I know we work for, a super athletic, and I'm not even going to mention the name, but I'm just like, so I was like,
She
I'll
has the best
go.
job. I won't say the name, but she has the best job. She's always eating a plate. She's always drinking like good food. Like the food situation is good, like all the time. The alcohol,
Sometimes.
the alcohol, the parties, the events, the leadership events. You got sick on one of those retreats, didn't you? Right before Cabo. But yeah, that's what's up. But yeah, I mean, I guess.
So they're all paying for them to go. And me and another coworker, she just had a baby. She doesn't want to do it either. So they were like, well, it's indoor skydiving. Would you do indoor? And I'm just like, yeah, I'll do indoor because I've seen it done before. And I think that'd be cool. That'd be fun. Yeah. So everyone's going skydiving except me and my one coworker. We're going to do indoor.
And this is not to sound like racial or stereotype, but is the other one girl black or?
No, she's actually not. Okay. She's actually white. And I thought my black coworker, I was like, girl, you going skydiving? She was like, I'm so afraid I'll probably pee my pants. She said, yeah, I'm going to go though. I said, go ahead. I said, I'm not, but I'm going to be there.
Right.
For the before and after.
Right.
When we eat and, share
I know
moments.
You are. Hell yeah, girl. What? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Girl.
Experiences. Yeah, I can't say that I won't ever, but yeah, right now I'm good. I got shit to do for the rest of like the year. Exactly. So don't know if I want to end my life on that note.
I feel like the earth is thrilling enough.
Yeah, that's true. Speaking of the earth and the world and all things of the world, we have a lot of controversy on our Instagram, which is great. We love to post thought-provoking, issues related, whether it's media, whether it's politics, whether it's, religious beliefs. We had a post on Queen Latifah and her fiance that is now pregnant. So her fiance is pregnant. They're expecting a baby. A good time right now for them. I mean, that's awesome, right? Getting married, having a baby. It's really happy time. So we had a commenter come and comment on the post. And Whitney, what did she say in a nutshell? She basically...
Oh, she was just, she was going back and forth with someone. So one of our commenters had went under Queen Latifah's picture and was like, oh, congratulations, beautiful family. You're going to be a beautiful mother. And so another lady who is a, declared devout, I guess, very religious Christian, she commented back to her and was basically like, start talking about the biblical story of Sodom and Gomorrah and all that, and started talking about basically just saying that she needs to be prepared to face the consequences of the afterlife for supporting something like this because Queen Latifah is living in sin. So they just went back and forth, like comment after comment, back and forth. How that can be.
I do, and it makes me very uncomfortable when people talk about religious beliefs, because not necessarily the conversation. I feel like if people can come together, have a healthy conversation, and not necessarily in agreement, but just a thought-provoking conversation without hitting below the belt, I feel like that's always great. I don't care what issue you're talking about. However, typically with religion and politics, if you express your opinion one way or the other, I mean, you mess around and get a death threat. People really are serious about their beliefs and their stance on things. And my position on it all is I've always had an issue with, one, not necessarily the church in what it's designed to be. Like, you know, come, worship, celebrate in the Lord, whatever you believe. It's a place where people can come and, you know, lay their burdens down and, you know, repent, or, you know, whatever the case is. However, I really don't like how most churches, or some churches for that matter, I feel like a lot of times they separate us as people more than they bring us together with a lot of judgment. And just to add to that, the Bible, what I've learned as I've gotten older, and, you know, yes, I was raised as a Christian. I was, you know, I've been in all kind of churches, Baptist, Christian, Pentecostal, you name it. My mom played for the church. She played organ and piano like all her life. So we grew up in church Monday through Sunday. So as I grew older and started to learn things from my own point of view, not just because how you were raised, but try to gain understanding for myself, I've just learned that the Bible, one, is just so big, and it's got so many different interpretations out there. It's man-made, if we're real. I mean, it's man-made. It's written, so people pick and choose what they want to put in and leave out, and there's tons of chapters and tons of acts that are left out of the Bible. But just to keep it very simple from my point of view, I feel like people like to argue their point of view. They like to take pieces of the Bible to help support their point of view. However, they fail to reference the other part of the Bible that maybe they have questions on, or they've just made up in their mind that, you know what, whatever. It's just crazy, and I feel like it's a never-ending conversation because there's so many, you know, different hypotheticals and what ifs, and you're wrong if you believe this, or you're wrong if you don't believe that, and it's just silly to me. So I'm just like, you know what? I know that I believe in a higher power. I believe in, you know, a higher being that, you know, I don't believe man just made all this stuff, you know, and I'm extremely connected to that higher being. And I may not be religious, or I may not be, spiritual, or I may not be religious, but I'm spiritual. Like I feel things. I know something is bigger than myself. I know that I'm here on earth for a bigger reason outside of myself. And I think that's just enough to get me through day to day to day. But as far as like using this book to go around and condemn people is just wrong. And I feel like even with the comments that are made wherever, you know, if it's one thing to voice your opinion, but it's another to be like, you're going to hell if you da 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 da. Who are you? You know, who are you? So you're wearing wool. I mean, isn't that a sin? I mean, you know what I mean? Like you're overweight, you know, gluttony. Like, I'm not saying being big is a sin, but I'm just saying there's things that people like to argue, but they don't want to talk about the other stuff. So, right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's really sad. It makes me very sad.
Yep.
And to see a lot of these church leaders that, and, you know, they're all people. I mean, at the end of the day, pastors, preachers, you know, priests, they're all just humans. You know, we idolize them as these bigger figures, but at the end of the day, they're just human. So they're going to make human mistakes. But I don't know. It's just very bothersome. So I don't know. I don't know what the resolve is. I don't know if there ever will be one. I just want the shaming to stop, because that's not what I feel like the person that I believe in who created all this would want us to do. I feel like he wants people to come and know who he is for what he is. And that's it. Love your neighbor. That's it. If you like blue, you like blue. If you like pink, you like pink. Like, who am I to be like, you know, like, it's not that deep. I think we make things just really, really deep. So that's my stance on it. You may, you know, what's your stance? I mean,
I don't really have a stance. I just feel like everyone should just worry about themselves, you know. I feel like the work to be done on yourself is never ending. So why would you be worried about what someone else is doing in any capacity if it's not hurting you or the person next to you? There's a lot of things to be protesting, and I don't think a person's personal lifestyle choice is one of them. Like, go protest hunger. Go protest.
I know, right? Like,
go
there's
protest
so many other things you could be
violence. Like, you know, so that's
agreed.
how I feel about it.
So I want to move into, this was another topic that I've seen in the media, and it just sparked within the last few days because T.I. and Tiny, they now have a show, The Family Hustle, but they've extended it out to other couples like Monica. I think LaToya Luckett is on. LaToya Luckett.
I mean, I didn't watch the whole show, but I think it's interesting how they changed the
revamped
show.
The show.
They needed to add more people to bring in more viewers.
I think they did. I think people were not over the kids. The kids are absolutely amazing. I love how they parent as far as their children. Yeah. They're very involved. T.I. is a great dad. Tiny's a
they're
great
like grown up now, you know.
But they're grown up and they're taking on their own lives. Yeah. So it's like, you know. So there's this clip that's gone around with T.I. and Tiny. And in this clip, it references T.I. speaking to his wife, Tiny, about a video that was sent to her.
I remember this video. You remember it?
I don't really remember the video. I saw it really brief. I saw it really
brief. Like him backstage, and a woman was like dancing on his lap or something. He was like slapping her ass or grabbed her ass or something like that.
Would you feel like the video was inappropriate, or was it like, being that he's in that lifestyle, could it be worse? Or did you think like, you know, would you be mad, or were people?
I wouldn't even be around if I was Tiny. She's crazy. But I feel like he definitely was inappropriate because I thought, I was under the impression he was at a strip club and she was a stripper. Okay. When I read the caption and shit, I believe it was like backstage at a show. So it's just like, that makes it even worse. Because, I mean, if it was at a strip club, I'd be like, okay, but y'all are doing this in public backstage and we're both in the industry, you know? So, you know, either way, one way or another, it's going to get back to me. That's so disrespectful. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. So in this clip, the video has been sent to Tiny. Apparently she confronts Tip. You know, he's trying to, in so many words, not persuade her that she's overreacting, but in a nutshell, just basically breaking it down to her like, hey, look, thou shalt not judge, thou shalt not, you know, throwing a little bit of Bible in there, you know. She's like, well, thou shalt not, you know, commit adultery and all this other kind of stuff. You know, they had that little back and forth banter. And then he basically broke it down to say, if this video was sent to you privately or it wasn't on social media, this would have just been a conversation between you and I, and it would have been put to bed, period. My stance on this is, this says more to me about Tiny than it does about Tip. And the reason why is because clearly for him to reference that apparently this has happened before, probably many a times, which, you know, it's no secret. That shows me that, one, you've shown him at this point how to treat you. You've set that standard in the sense of, if it's happened to me more than once, maybe twice, I'm just going to think outside the box for a second because not everybody's tolerance is the same. But if this is something that you find continuously going on with the same husband of yours for years, this is more of a you problem than it is a him problem. And I feel like whenever anybody confronts their man, and this could go both ways, but anytime you confront your man about another woman, okay, and it gets revealed unto you what's going on, and you decide to stay, okay, for me, I feel like in that moment, you then become the other woman. And this may not be the first time, because again, if you've been in the marriage for 10 years, you've got kids, cheating one time may not be the worst thing that can happen to you. I mean, you may not let him know that up front, but if it ever came out, that may not be the worst thing that happens to your marriage. So you may decide to stay. That's perfectly fine. I'm not telling you to hurry up and leave. I don't know. But if this is something that, like I said, you find yourself and you actually are bringing this up and you decide to stay, you're now the other woman. So if basically what I'm saying is if you don't plan on doing anything about it, like leaving, let them cheat in peace at this point. Because men and women that step out in their relationships, and it comes out and you know about it. I'm only speaking on the stuff that you know about, right? That you need to, there should be consequences. Otherwise, if you have the issue and you bring it up and you don't do anything, to me, that says to that other person, oh, she's okay. Well, she ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I feel like it's very simple. Like I saw all these comments about, T.I., he's this kind of person. He's this, like, Tiny can do better. T.I., he's wrong. And I'm thinking like, yes, he's wrong for stepping out, but she's still there after years of this probably going on. So, and like he said, I honestly believe what he said in that moment, which was if you found out about this in private through your homegirl, this would have just been a conversation and we would have dealt with it and moved on. And I'm not gonna lie, I believed him. I was like, I believe him. Like, I don't take for one second she would just, in my opinion. But
yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. She stayed. That's why I say if you declare, especially if you publicly declare that you're okay with someone cheating on you, they're just going to keep cheating on you. Like, it's never going to stop, But I used to like T.I. way more before I saw his, like, personal side. Like, when he started getting on social media and when we started seeing how he was treating Tiny and shit, and just his personality to me is like, he's so, like, the way he speaks to her is like condescending, and his ego is huge, and it really bugs me how he's always like hopping on a public platform to call somebody else out on the shit they're doing. And it's like, nigga, you don't do right by your own people, your own family. Like, you're not a stand-up guy to be sitting up here judging every fucking body on a public platform. So that's what really bothers me about T.I. Like, it's not, Tiny made her bed. I really don't. Tiny has her own journey to go through with that, because she will be fed up eventually. You can tell in those clips, like, she's not only fed up, she's embarrassed. Like, she's dead ass embarrassed. And I feel like another reason why they brought in these other characters like Monica, LaToya, it's probably to kind of take away from their home environment, to kind of take the camera, not have it so just focused on T.I. and Tiny, because their relationship can't stand it. They're only doing it now for money, you know what I'm saying? But that they already have on the family and everything he does, that's hurting their relationship. It's embarrassing her. And I think she left him in the past year, but she went right back. But she'll probably end up leaving him soon, for sure.
Well, so what do you, to your point in the way that he talks to her versus and then he goes out to speak on other people's, issues or problems, like he's the stand-up person. What do you think about the Martin Luther Kings and the Malcolm X's that were known cheaters, multiple women,
right?
But they had this image. And we didn't have social media. We did not know.
Exactly. That's the thing. We lived in a different time where public figures were so far from our reach. We had no idea about their personal lives or what they were doing. So it didn't negatively impact anything. But this is a different time where it's we see everybody for who they are, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Even when you try to hide, shit comes to surface, it goes viral. We just see people for who they are, unless you really stay underground. And there's very few celebrities that really stay underground. Shit, Beyonce only got caught up once in that fucking elevator.
That's true.
She still held her composure, but it's just she stays away from that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? To not show us that private side of her. She wants to remain far out to reach. So she's elevated. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what celebrities are missing. And that's why T.I. and other people who do their dirt nowadays, it affects their fan base. It affects their, you know what I'm saying? Like, people don't want to support you if they know you're a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, like, a lot of single women are going to relate to Tiny.
Yeah. So it's not for you that he cheats on her all the time that makes him a like sucky person. I guess what I'm saying is,
I don't like the way he taught. It's like every time he speaks to anyone, he's talking down to them.
Okay.
It's like he knows best. I know better. I know best. I'm smarter than you. Like, and even the way he talks to Tiny, like, she came to him in that little clip that I saw, she came to him on a very serious note. She was like, what is this video? Like, this shit is fucked up. Like, I'm hurt by this. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of played, like, it was like a joke to him. Like, he had a halfway smile the whole time. Like, it was just like, oh, God, okay. Thou shalt not judge. Thou shalt not. You know, like, it was just like, ha, 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 this is funny.
Yeah.
I'm going to play along. You know, and it's just like, yes, Tiny may have imposed that behavior on herself. But at the end of the day, I just don't respect a guy like that. So
yeah. Yeah. I just think that there's way more of them out here that are like that. And I wonder if, and I'm not speaking to the point of like how he talks to not only his wife or maybe, you know, the next person, but maybe just other men or, you know, things like that. But what I'm speaking to is I wonder if like women started to really put their foot down. I'm just speaking on like a relationship and the standard of your household, because, you know, their kids, kids pick up on everything, and you don't know how that's going to pour out into their kids and the kind of woman that they may meet, or,
exactly,
you know,
cycles.
It's like a cycle, right? And so I just wonder if, you know, because it used to be looked at like, if you've been with your man, it's like this ride or die chick is still a thing now. It's still a thing. Like, I've been with him 6 years, 7 years. I may not have a ring, but I'm going to get the ring. Or eventually when you get the ring, I'm the main chick. I'm the wife. But yet sharing responsibilities with so I guess I just want, it'd be nice for us as women to rally together and, you know, really put power, because I've said this before, women, we have way more power than we give ourselves credit for. We really do. And I think a lot of times it's just out of fear, like, oh God, if we break up, who's going to want me? I've given him my best years. Or, you know, he may have a lot of money, I've got to start all over. Or, you know, they just are insecure internally. It may not have to do with any of that. It's just, I may not get anyone. So
I mean, it's just society. It's just society, period. It is a lot of stipulations put on women in society that are not put on men. You know what I'm saying? Like, women, you need to be chose by the time you damn near 30, maybe 35, because ain't nobody gonna choose you. You can't have no kids. You can't do this. Your looks is gonna decline. Whatever.
Right.
That is all put on women by society, and we all feed into that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why people target all these plastic surgeons. They target women, anti-aging, anti-this.
So
they don't want you to age. But a man, when he gets older, shit, his prime is fucking 50.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? He can get him a little 25-year-old, start a little life, penthouse, because he grinded for fucking 35 years before he even thought about settling down, because he had no pressure to do that.
True.
So you know? So it's just society. It's way bigger than women trying to fix that, because it's not fair to say, women, fix that, fix yourselves, fix everything that's happening. When we're just the product of society and what's happening with us. Like, we didn't make it this way. Why we feel, oh, if I don't have a man and I'm this old and I have this many kids, like, who's going to want me? Like, that's just society. So I don't know. It goes deeper. You know, I don't care what I look like by society. I'm not going to stay in no shitty ass relationship and feel shitty, period. I'm just not. I've done it before, and I will try my damnedest to never do it again, because it's just such a waste of time, and it's a waste of like opportunities and blessings that you could be pursuing, but you're at home feeling miserable while your man cheats on you and the whole world sees it year after year after year.
And I think even if the world doesn't see it, deep down in your own, for those that aren't celebrities, like women know.
Yeah.
I think you like, you know what I mean? I think they have that, like, even if you can't point it out.
If your friend's man ain't shit.
You know if you're
you know, it's like, well, I'm gonna support you because you're my friend or whatever, but
like, girl, right?
Listen to the stories, like,
love him, girl. Yeah, girl.
We all knew this,
we
but
all knew this. We was waiting on you to catch up, girl. But no, yeah, you're right. Society does play a large part in that. I agree. Yeah, that's a great point because, God, it's very crazy how we view that, though. You know, how men view that, how society views that. It's so interesting. You know, it's crazy. Just really, everything is society. I think social media, though, has made things worse in some ways, but it's also helped in other ways because we now get to like put out what we think is beautiful. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so for instance, I follow a really dope girl, Nicole Linnell. She's amazing. She's a great fashion designer. She started out real small business. She's just to see her flourish and do big things is awesome. So she put on like this really, really great experience, like a runway show. She did it up. She blew it up in California. She used all Black owners, business owners. So whether it was caterers, whether it was lighting, so you get to like put it takes you in social media. I feel like does kind of help push that instead of us waiting on the Vogues and waiting on so I think it's a double-edged sword. It's still society plays a huge part and stuff, but hopefully we'll get better and evolve with time.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say on that.
I just heard that Emily B and Fab, I remember how we were talking about them a few episodes ago, maybe last episode. No, it was the one before that. But I said that the word on the street was that they had gotten married. So it's official. They did get married like last month, right before the BET Hip Hop Awards or whatever, or a few weeks ago. But they got married. It's all official. And, you know, now that kind of solidifies that she cannot testify against him. So, and it's also like, it's so sad because it's like, Emily, you've been with this man for what, 12 something years. You have so many kids.
AKA ride or die.
AKA ride or die. He denied you because when you came on Love and Hip Hop, he tried to play you at first like you was just a stylist.
I remember that.
Stylist.
I remember that.
Pissed. And they kind of changed the storyline to show that, you know, she was with him, they had kids, blah, blah. And so it's like for all these years, people literally came at you and was like, this nigga's never going to marry you, blah, 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 blah. And he ironically marries you because he's faced with a fucking domestic assault charge against you. Like, and you're willing to take that shit. Like, you literally had the key to fuck him up or fuck him over. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe not fuck him over, but at least get some type of justice or something. And it's just like you said, she want to be chose. And she probably ran to do it as soon as he mentioned it. Run it, let's go.
Because he didn't, because here's the thing, he didn't package it in a way that was, you know, if I marry you and you can't testify, let's just get married. It was probably on some, you know, baby, you know,
they're trying to tear us apart.
Been through the ups and downs and, you know, you've been by my side, you know, so like, we all know that friend that's with the dude who ate shit. Yep. It's sad. It's very sad.
Because she does have daughters who are going to look and say, oh, well, if I can stay with somebody who treats me so-and-so like my mom does and she's successful and it worked out for them. Like, that shit really does have an impact. And
her sons, her daughter and sons, you know. Her sons are going to go out and I think it can work either way. I think it can work out in a way that's like, you know what? No, I saw my mom go through that. I want a woman who does this. I want somebody who's got her own business. Emily had her own business. I'm just speaking literally, but I want a woman who's got her own, like you know, whatever. Or it can work out in a way that's like, no, you gonna stay at home. I'll take care of the kids. I'm gonna do what I want. You gonna sit there and take it. I'm gonna treat you like shit. You know, It can go either way. And that's just not a chance that you want to take. And again, I'm not saying their parenting skills are bad when it comes to how they parent, but their relationship, man, your kids know when stuff is off and wrong. And, you know, in that video, I think her kids were crying or somebody was crying or something. In that video, I want to say, because somebody was like, whoever's recording, why did they not get the baby? I mean,
Yep.
You know? So, yeah,
it was a mess, but
it just all goes back to, you know, you making sure you choose yourself at all costs, because again, you only get one life. Life is so short. When you think about it, we might, what is it? The lifespan of a person is like, what, 70, 80, or barely 80, maybe 70. And then that's if people get to set, like, we take that shit for granted. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we're going to be here till 70. And then, you know, Mike gets killed at 25, you know, like you just don't know. And I can't say, because I'm not in her position, but I have been in a position where I've stayed in relationships for a little bit, well, my main one, longer than I should have. And I don't even want to say I was young and dumb. I knew better, you know, but I stayed out of my own reasons because of whatever. And I just think that, you know, women, we got to do better, because again, we do have some power, and we have a lot of power, and it just starts with choosing us first, period. Like, period. Choose yourself, because nobody's going to treat you better than you treat you, period. Nobody. I don't care how much money they have, whatever, you know? So it's very sad. I knew that they got married, but it hadn't been confirmed. It was like speculation at that time. So to hear that they got married doesn't surprise me. Congratulations.
no.
Okay. So I had another topic I wanted to go over, but I don't want to bombard. Did you have anything you wanted to talk about? Okay.
Go ahead.
I just didn't want to, you know, overtake the topics. Kendall Jenner. She's a Jenner. Kendall's a Jenner, not a Kardashian. Girl, I get them all confused. Everybody's just Jenner Kardashian to me. Kendall Jenner is in the media again for what looks like culture appropriation, for posing in Vogue with an afro-like hair. To me, it wasn't a full-on afro. It was like, to me, it looked just like teased and kind of like a bouffant. Like, it had some texture, but I don't know. I can't, you know, one, I think the issue is Kendall Jenner, the Kardashians, the Jenners, they've all been in the media for all sorts of culture appropriation. So
but why is Kendall constantly taking these jobs that are questionable? Like, you don't even need the money. Like, I really don't even understand.
That is the question.
Weren't you just like caught trying to get Pepsi out for Black Lives Matter or some shit? Like, I don't know, but all I know is you don't even need the money to be taking these gigs.
Then they had that, they were selling the Tupac Biggie with the Kendall and Kylie stuff, and people were like, oh my God, take it down. And they took it down. Bless poor babies. This one, again, she's posing in a magazine with what looks like an afro to most. And people are like, oh my God, culture appropriation. Why didn't they just hire a black model? You know, why do you have to go out and get a white model to do stuff to her to look this way?
I mean, it's the same as Kim being in blackface. Everybody just accepts it.
So
she tans her whole body till she's literally black and spray tan. She's like, oh, I just wanted an extra glow for the Bahamas. Like, bitch.
Yes, they do.
Everybody's just like, okay, slay Kim. You know, so fuck it. Let Kendall get a little afro puff or whatever. Like, everybody else is doing the shit. Yeah. Kylie went and got a whole fucking black body, and they praising her. Chloe too. So
so my question is, because I was watching the reel, and they made a good. Well, they kind of talked about this, but it brought up some questions as they were talking about it for me. One was, for instance, Adrienne Houghton, aka Adrienne Bailon. She recently got married a couple years ago, whatever. She was speaking about her sister, that she had some cornrows. She saw what they looked. She saw them before. You know, they grew up in New York, the Bronx.
Who had cornrows? Adrienne did? Or?
Adrienne's sister.
Oh, okay.
And she posted a picture. They were on vacation. She posted a picture. Adrienne said her comments, they were nailing her. They were like, people were being so hateful. And my question is, but here's my question. My question is, and maybe you can answer this to help me understand, because sometimes I'm like, when does it become, where's that line between, damn, that's dope, like, I want to get my hair like that. It may only last a day, but I want to get my hair like that, versus, oh, she's trying to be black. They trying to take black culture. They trying to, like, at what point can somebody just really think that hairstyle's dope, but they don't want to be black? They just are like, I can't get some braids for a day. I think they're pretty. Versus, oh my God, she's trying to be black. She's trying to take our culture. She's trying, like, where's that line? I guess, so when is it, what could Adrienne have captioned that picture so she didn't get all the hate? You know, like, where's that line? Is there a line? Should people just never do it?
I think, you know, at first it may have been like shocking and stuff that people were doing black-esque, I don't know, what do you call it? Yeah. Just taking on black culture, black style, black this. But now I'm so like numb to it. It's just like, that's what it is. That's just what the world is now. Like, for you to be mad over everybody who wants to do something that has originated in African American or black society or culture, you're just going to be mad forever, because every other day now, you know, there's more white people at the Migos concert than black people. Like, it's just, it is what it is. Black culture is now mainstream. We are now the top #1 media, music, sports. We are somebody, or, you know, that a lot of people like to praise. And I don't know. I mean, at this point, you might as well just call it flattery, because it's not going nowhere, you know? So it's like, the sensitivity is, you just got to get over it.
So before it became this thing to do where it's like everywhere, do you think that people of non-ethnic backgrounds should just have stayed away from trying to do their hair like ours? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's tough call. It's tough, because it's like, I think it does depend on like the intent. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's like, are you just doing it because it's cool? Are you trying to like replicate? Are you just doing it for profit? Or are you doing it because you really like the style? Or are you mimicking us because it's Halloween? Like, what, you know, like, what's the intent behind it? You know, which is the whole blackface thing, which is like, damn, what was the lady's name?
Megyn Kelly.
Megyn Kelly, who basically was like, she didn't understand what the big deal about blackface was, because she's like, I mean, if I'm just doing it to, you know, wear a costume and there's no foul intent behind it, why would you be upset by it? You know? So it's just like, that's just ignorance to say, why would a black person be upset? It's like, duh, because it's like hundreds and hundreds of years of racial fucking, you know, murder and horribleness behind it. So that's why it's questionable sometimes when we see it now in today's age. But I do say, I feel like more than half, majority of the people who do it, they're not doing it in a disrespectful way. They just honestly don't think it's offensive. You know, they are doing it in a way where it's like, oh, I kind of want to try that out. I want to do that. Like, I mean, our culture is the shit. We do have a lot of hot trends. You know, we originate a lot of trends. So,
and for my stance on it, I have more questions than I have a viewpoint. Like, I do agree with you on intent, because intent is everything for me. Like, are you trying to make a mockery? Are you trying to gain profit? The point where I come across, I guess my point would be, what I don't like is when it comes across like they created it. When I say they, it's like non-ethnic groups. Like, you know, like, oh my God, cornrows. Oh my God, where did you guys learn this? This is so amazing. Oh my God. Like, and it's like, girl.
When Kim called those braids,
when Kim Kardashian had the cornrows, it was like, oh my God, I've got to get those. Oh my God, this is so new. This has never been done before. Like, what?
But she called the braids Bo Derek braids, which is a white actress from like the 70s or some shit.
Correct.
It's like, you think she was, girl, I can't.
So
I'm done.
I think I'm on the line with it because it is become so inundated with everyone trying to just be a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I'm really just, like you said, numb to it. I'm like, please, I just really don't want to talk about this anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Not talk about it, but I'm saying like, girl, okay, she wore the hairstyle. Oh my God. Okay. Can we talk about other things? Like, you know.
Yeah. But it's almost like how I feel about, you know, non-Black people saying the word nigga. It's like I felt very strongly about that my younger years, but now I'm just so used to it. I'm just like, okay, you're a nigga more than me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that's, it doesn't even, either fucking way, like, it doesn't offend me. Like, if it's a ER, it's just like, do you know how many white people want to be niggas? Then you want to call me a nigger? Like, your son's in his room right now is trying to be a nigger. So it's like, what are we talking about? But so it's actually humorous to me when old people or old racist people say the word nigger. I'm just like, do you know what society is today?
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be Black. Like, maybe this is outlash. I don't know. But, you know, it just shows a person's ignorance, because my thing is, honestly, as Black people, we honestly probably shouldn't be saying that word because it's so much pain and shit behind it. But because we grew up in a society where we're just so used to it, it's just become, you know, such the norm, you know, oh, that nigga up the street. Like, it is just normal now, from our family, to our friends, to the music we listen to the, you know, movies we watch. It's just like, it's part of our culture. But when other people say it who are non-Black, I feel as if, even if you're not saying it in an offensive way, even if you're saying it because all your friends are Black or you love Black culture, it's just like, if you truly, honestly love Black culture, you would never say it just out of the possibility of hurting one Black person. Even if it's just one Black person that gets offensive, if you really truly felt Black culture and supported it, you wouldn't say it just because you may hurt someone. You know, and it's just like, if you don't know that pain behind Black history, you have no nerve to be saying it. You should not be saying it, period. I shouldn't be saying it. None of us should really be saying it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so hurtful. It's so painful when you think about all the lives lost under that name. And we just kind of took it and turned it around, you know?
Which we have a history of doing that.
We do. We have just like bitch, you know, now women call, hey bitch, what up bitch,
what up, bitch, what up, bitch.
But in the 80s and the 90s, you get your ass kicked for that. You trying to start some shit calling me a bitch, you know? And I remember being younger, I was like, fuck, I didn't really like women calling me bitches, like even in a playful way. But it's like, now I don't even care, and I say it myself. It's crazy how society has kind of like changed and evolved all of us.
I agree.
When you think about it.
That's true, because some of the dopest songs that I, got all this bitch, that hoe, let me see that, be grooving to it. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
It's complex.
I've been so lackadaisy on things lately, because I just feel like there's so much more to have focus on.
You just gotta conserve your energy. You cannot get riled up over everything that's happening, or you're not gonna have nothing for yourself.
You can't have nothing for yourself. And a lot of times you do have to turn off the TV. You have to get off social media. You need to just go into your, prayer closet and just meditate, just to tune back into you, because you will get lost in this world. Because again, it's anything of the world you will get lost in if you don't have a sense of center and focus and clarity within your own mind, period.
Yep. So gotta actively seek it.
It's a constant, and it's going to be a daily struggle. I mean, growth is an evolution. Like, tomorrow I don't just grow. Like, a lot of times you have to go through those experiences. You have to go through certain things in order to come out on the other side to be like, you know what? Darn, I should never say never. I know there's a lot of stuff that I probably could say I will never da-da-da-da-da-da, but a lot of times you just don't know until you're in those positions. You know what I'm saying? And so at one point, like you said, I thought I did have a problem with white people or whoever saying the word nigger. I got backlash from going off on Evelyn Lozada on Twitter a couple years ago. Like she, at all the comments, she wanted to respond to me because
I remember that.
Yeah, girl.
Yes.
Because that was when she was calling Ocho Cinco like nigga this, nigga that, and I was like, should Evelyn Lozada be saying the word nigga? I was like, isn't she Latina or whatever, Puerto Rican? And she was like, bitch, you know, I grew up around black people, you know, so that gives me the right to say it. That gives me, and I'm thinking,
and nothing gives you the right to say it, period.
I was like, okay, girl, hey, boo,
right.
Hey. But
because you're bothered because it's something that she probably thought about in herself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but so a lot of people think that way.
They're
like, man, I grew up. Technically, I am black. No, you're not. But again, I'm not gonna go.
That's how I feel about Cardi. I mean, but I kind of just I just let it go.
And then a lot of times you really feel like that if you're dating a black guy. You know, it's like, and if you have black kids, there's some people that really feel like and the men, that's what's crazy. The men will allow them to say nigga, what? And I'm thinking like, oh my God, you know, it used to mortify me. I'm not gonna lie, that used to mortify
me too.
The hell out of me. I'm thinking like, you allow her to talk to you, like what? But
it's so normal now. It's so normal.
It's normal just now. So everybody wants to be black until it's time to be black. Then they're like, that's y'all problem.
Exactly.
So what are your plans for Halloween, girl? Got any parties you're going to?
Well,
I know you better replay that wig again.
Right. If I go out Halloween weekend, I will definitely wear this wig. I am going to my job's Halloween party on Halloween day, which gets pretty lit. Even though it's my job, it does get lit. And then that's going to be the pregame before I go out.
Out. Oh, so you going out.
Out, yes. I have been hand making a costume for like a week now because I was looking for it everywhere online and it's been sold out. So I literally am trying to replicate. It's an artist called Doja Cat, and she did a video called Moo, and it's really stupid and silly, but the song
cannot. Oh my God. Don't tell me. So I went to a karaoke.
Such a cute little play on words. It's what it is. So this artist, she's very out the box. She's very weird, strange. And she did this as just a play song. She was given this outfit, this cow outfit. And she literally was just like, I'm going to just write a song on the outfit, about the outfit. And she did. And she just posted it up like as a funny whatever. And it went viral. And it got like 100 million views. So I think it's super cute. I think her little cow outfit is cute, and she's drinking like a milkshake. And she got these dope ass sunglasses, and she's like, "Got milk, bitch? Got beef?"
I went to a housewarming party. I went to a Halloween party. This was 2 weeks ago, and we were doing karaoke. And so, you know, I was doing like Montel Jordan. I think I did Bruno Mars, you know, some other people did some stuff that they did. We did some Gotti even, you know, and this was a white party. I just had to throw that out there. Like we totally cranked it up. And then one of the girls was like, "Ooh, turn on Doja Cat, Moo," you know, and I was like, "Okay,
Moo."
I was like, oh my God.
Her lyrics, if you listen to the lyrics though, they're so clever. They're cute, clever. She's actually pretty lyrical, but everything she says has a meaning.
So funny.
It's funny, but I'm shocked you even know the song. That's why I'm like,
I don't know.
How you know?
I heard of this. Well, I heard the song one time and was like, what the fuck? And I'm out. I just did not. I was like, and I'm all for a good joke. Yeah. I'm not a serious person by any means necessary. I laugh
at the first time I was kind of like, what the fuck? And then I listened to it because it was kind of stuck in my head, and I was just like, this actually goes, because her lyrics, it's cute. It's like, it makes a lot of sense. Like, you know how people say got beef? It's like, got milk, bitch. Got beef. Got steak, ho. Got cheese. And she said, I'm in the mood. I'm making moves.
I can't. I couldn't then, and I cannot now.
Wow.
That's funny.
That's what I'm gonna be for Halloween.
Okay, girl, moo. Make sure you get a video of that so we can.
A cow. What you mean, a video?
I mean, show us your moo. Do something.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a side by side.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it me and her side by side.
Do that. Let's do that. Let's get into that. All right. Well, I will be trick-or-treating with my 10-year-olds and passing out candy. Yay!
That's so fun. Oh my God, I can't wait to do that stuff.
It's fun. It's funny to see these kids
carve pumpkins. Why the house not decorated? You should have some.
I'm not into Halloween like that.
Then you can't do fall. Carter don't like
fall. I do fall. Like I have pumpkins. You guys can't see it right now, but
okay, you got a pumpkin
on my table. I've got these beautiful. Let me just show y'all real quick.
Like, I love Halloween.
I'm not.
Remember I made us have a Halloween party in college?
This is like my arrangement for my table. So it's fall. I love flowers. So, and it goes with my little pumpkin runner. Actually, my sister got me the pumpkin runner. If she didn't get me that, we wouldn't have any pumpkin decorations.
Golly, Carter don't like Halloween?
I am into Christmas though. So Christmas.
But is Carter into Christmas or Halloween? He don't like Halloween?
Not really. Carter's not into Halloween like that. I had to force him to figure out what he wanted to be for Halloween. Shout out to Fortnite. You guys are the death of me. It's like lighting money on fire constantly with these freaking skins.
What's that?
It's not even a real thing. It's a game on Xbox, and these Fortnite owners, they are making a ton of money off these kids. I double dog dare you to go up to any kid and be like, "Do you play Fortnite?" They're gonna say, "Yeah," girl or boy. They all play this Fortnite game.
Did for Halloween?
He's gonna be one of the skins. So whatever that means. And they're just skins on TV, and I find myself like, "Mommy, can you please buy me the skin? It just came out. $20 here, $20 here, $20 here."
Skin? What is it?
It's just like a character, but it's not a real tangible.
Oh, it's a character, like an action figure.
Not real, but they're not.
What you mean?
They're just you just spend it. It literally is taking a 20 and lighting it on fire and just watching it burn up. Because
so, what do you physically get? What does the child?
You don't get anything. You just get another rank. Almost. It's almost. So basically,
unlock a video game.
So basically, I'm still trying to figure this out. But
let me Google this.
Because a default skin, right? I learned that if you're a default skin, so my son will be like, go to school, you're a default skin. And I just realized that when a kid tells you you're a default skin, that means you ain't shit. That means you're free because it's a free skin. So you didn't pay no money for it.
I can't.
You know what I mean?
That's a free skin.
Yeah, you're a default skin. So that's like a slur, a rude slur to tell somebody.
It says the Urban Dictionary. It says default skin is anyone who uses free skin and is naturally terrible at the game.
So default skin. So you kids going around bullying kids saying you're a default skin. So
these kids have taken it to another. This is virtual reality. I can't.
My son is like a crackhead for Fortnite.
Oh, you gotta pay. So is it your actual skin in the game? Like, are you changing the color of the player's skin if you buy new skin?
Like you're changing. Yeah, like it's like you're changing your bodies. But it happens more frequently. Like I'd almost rather that skin last a couple months. Like, that skin will take you.
How do you buy it? You gotta go online and buy it.
Yeah, you just go on the Xbox and you put your credit card in, and
Carter asks you for new skin.
Like I said, it's lighting money on fire, girl. It's been real, y'all. What'd you say?
It's been very real. I said take some pictures. I'm gonna give you a video of.
Yeah, we'll do a video.
Cat, so
we'll do a video for the BCT fam. Show y'all what's happening. So
yes, please check us out on Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere.
Instagram at BCT Podcast.
Spotify is the Black Coffee and Tea Podcast.
Yep. Spotify is the Black Coffee and Tea Podcast. Oh, Twitter is too, right? The Black Coffee and Tea Podcast.
Twitter is the BCT.
Oh,
podcast.
Okay. The BCT Podcast. Very
because someone stole our original login name, but shout out to them.
These people have had it for like 5 years.
They ain't posted since 2016. Fuck it, y'all got it. But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you in November.
Oh my God.
New month. New month.
Eh. Why do girls have to stick out their tongues?
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
All right.